Hey everyone, it's Ellen here, and today I wanted to switch things up a little bit. I've seen in the comment section a lot of times you guys are asking, how do I make my videos? Like, what's my process? And so I thought it might be fun to kind of take you guys through from start to finish of how I make my tutorials and my other videos. This is going to be specifically for those people who are maybe interested in starting YouTube videos for themselves and things like that. So this is my entire process that goes all the way from me picking a song to me having a finished product that I send out to you guys. So I hope you enjoy this process, and yeah, let's get started. All right, so the first thing I do is I start here at my desk and I have to choose a song to do a tutorial for. So let's go ahead and look at my screen and I'll show you how I do that here. So the first thing I do is go to my channel and look at the most recent upload. So in this case, that's my Cornelia Street tutorial. And I'll scroll through the comments section to find any requests that have been upvoted a lot. So right now it looks like Death by a Thousand Cuts has the most thumbs up, so it's on my radar that that's something that you guys would want to see a tutorial for. Another thing I'll often do is go to the Billboard Hot 100 site because it shows what songs are the most popular on the charts right now. So I'll look through these, and if there are any I think would sound good on guitar, I'll try to figure it out. So Rockstar, Savage, Not Really, Blinding Lights, Say So, Rain on Me, I already did those. So I'll usually look through about the top 40 songs and keep an eye out for songs I think you might like or ones that I've seen requests for before. And then once I figure out what I want to do from here, so let's just pretend I decided I wanted to do Intentions by Justin Bieber. So what I'll do next is look up whether there are already guitar chords online. So I'll literally just Google Intentions, Justin Bieber guitar chords. Normally this will lead me to ultimateguitar.com, which is one of my favorite websites for guitar chords. I've been using this one for over 10 years now. And from here, I'll just look over the chords and figure out, does it look hard or easy? Is it something I could put together quickly? Or is it going to take me a lot of practice time? So in this case, we have only a handful of chords, but there is an F sharp minor, which is a bar chord. I almost always film my new videos for you guys on Saturdays, so depending on what day I'm looking at the song for the first time, I'll judge whether I think I can record my video for it or not. So like if it were a Friday, I might be able to put in enough practice time to film this tutorial for the next day, but for something more complicated like my Before You Go tutorial that I recently uploaded, then I would have to push it to the following week so that I could have more time to practice. Alright, so after I've chosen the song that I think I want to do for that week, I'll need to practice it obviously. If it's an easier song, like I said, I can usually practice it for just about 30 minutes before I'm ready to film. But if it's harder, I do need to listen to the song more and practice more and things like that. So for example, if I was doing Fly Me to the Moon, I would just go through and make sure I know all of the chords. And then once I know all of the chords, then I would, depending on if I know the song. So Fly Me to the Moon is pretty popular, but I haven't heard it in a long time, so I would go listen to the song to make sure I know what it sounds like. So after I get all of the chords down, then I would put in the singing and make sure I can sing at the same time that I'm playing. Fly me to the moon, let me play among the stars. That kind of thing. So I'll practice that with my one down strum, just like I tell you guys. And then from there, I will try to figure out a strumming pattern that I think is relatively easy, but is still pretty accurate to the song. So for this one, I might do something like, fly me to the moon, let me play among the stars. All right, so once I know what it is that I want to teach you guys, I'll take my handy dandy notebook. I always have this by my desk so that I have it handy. And I will take really quick notes of what it is that I'm going to teach you guys. So you can actually see some of the ones I've done before. My handwriting is terrible because I usually do this on my lunch breaks and stuff during work. But yeah, I'll just take little notes about, how to play the song and things like that. And so yeah, basically once I take the notes that I need to kind of remind myself how to play the song and stuff, I will practice this every day until Saturday, because Saturdays, like I said, are my filming days. And then on that Saturday, I'll take this notebook into the studio room with me so that I have my notes. So yeah, this is really what I use when I'm teaching you guys the tutorial, but this is soon going to be replaced with some guitar guides that I have coming out. So it's very exciting news. So make sure to stay tuned for that announcement. So basically I'll take my little notebook into the studio room with me so that I have something to look at while I'm doing my tutorials. All right, so next I come into my little studio room here, and I have a whole video about how we set up the studio, but that was a long time ago. A lot of things have changed and have been upgraded, but basically I come into this room. This is my background that I use, as you guys probably can tell whenever you look at my videos, and I will sit here with my guitar and just do my tutorial all the way through. Some of the things that we use is Adam is kind of my cameraman, and he'll do a lot of the initial editing of my video footage before I get it to do the final edits. So we'll use things like this. It's like a color checker to make sure our colors are pretty consistent. And then this also comes with a focus thing, so we can make sure that, you know, all of our videos are in focus. And so that's just one of the things we use. You know, some other equipment is just like this mic that we got. Usually when I'm filming my tutorials, we'll zoom in a little bit more so you can't see all of this extra stuff. So basically this is what it looks like when we're zoomed out. And yeah, it gets really hot in here because there's a lot of lights. We've got this one really giant one, and we've got one on the floor. We've got my hair light, we've got the ring light behind me, and then I've got my regular room light in. It gets really hot in here, so we bought a fan because it's getting really hot here in Texas. Anyways, yeah, so this is the next step, is when I'm just kind of, you know, filming my actual tutorial. And then guys, this is just kind of my point of view. We blocked out the window over there so that our lighting is a little more consistent, and there's the Blackmagic camera that we've been using. And then, like I said, we've got like lights everywhere that help with the lighting and make everything a little more consistent. And then of course I have my monitor here that I look at a lot to make sure that, you know, everything is in the frame and stuff like that. That's my voice spray because I lose my voice a lot when I talk. And then I'll always have like a little chair here, and it'll have my lyrics and stuff since I don't have every song that I teach memorized. And yeah, that's what it looks like from my point of view. So after I'm done with the filming, Adam, being the angel that he is, will take the raw footage and put it through a program called DaVinci for initial edits. So this includes things like fixing the colors and the audio. So I'll turn it over to him to explain a little bit about this process.
This is DaVinci Resolve, a video editor that we use, and we're using this because we have a cinema camera that records a very bland image, and then so we have to do this extra step to get the colors to pop. So we're using the software to pick up our color chart, and this allows us to calibrate the colors so that they're consistent after each video. I'll skip through the boring part, but you can see how the color really starts out bland, and then we add a Rec 709 color profile, and the background is still pretty gray looking, so we add some color adjustment to adjust the background. Finally, we add a little more contrast of the overall picture. And here's the before and after.
All right, so then after Adam so graciously color grades and adjusts the audio for me, then it goes to me to finish the editing. So that's when I take it into Camtasia. So I've been editing my tutorials in Camtasia lately because I like the annotations that they have. And so after dragging the color graded media into the timeline, I'll use a lot of my library assets for things like my title screens and common pop-ups and stuff like that to save time. So let me open up a finished project so I can show you guys what the edits look like after I'm done. So here's my latest finished project for Cornelia Street, and yeah, basically let me show you what these edits kind of look like. So you can see there are these groups, and when I open them up, it displays all the nitty-gritty edits that I do for each video. I know I've said this in other videos before, but editing is by far the most time-consuming part of the video making process and is almost always the bottleneck of being able to get these videos out to you guys on time. So each tutorial can usually take me anywhere between 5 and 10 hours of editing, which adds up quickly when you're only doing it on the evenings and on the weekends. And out of the entire editing process, the most tedious and time-consuming part is from the kind of karaoke style edits that I do. So here's an example of me going through the strumming patterns, and you can see each of these little title screen things has to be perfectly timed with the video. And so yeah, it's definitely very precise work and the part I have to pay the closest attention to. So once the video is completely edited, I'll export it and hopefully proof watch it. Is that a phrase? I'm not really sure. But yeah, I'll try to watch it all the way through to make sure that there aren't any mistakes in it. And then once it's exported, I'll go back to my YouTube channel and click on this little upload button here to upload my video. And then from here, you can choose your title, enter a description, add it to your playlists, and all that kind of stuff. So the upload and processing time for my longer tutorials is usually around about a half hour or so. So in the meantime, while I wait for the video to process so I can release it, I'll make my thumbnail using a program called Sketch. So Sketch is sort of like a graphics editor program, and this is where I make my thumbnails. So for example, here's my Cornelia Street thumbnail where you can customize everything from the text to the images to the colors and things like that. And yeah, that's basically the last step in this process, and once the video is done processing, I hit publish and it sends notifications to all of you guys who have that bell turned on. Shout out to my notification squad, you guys are awesome. So make sure if you're subscribed and enjoy my tutorials to turn on that bell so you never miss out on a new video. So yeah, that's basically the process of how I make my videos for you guys from start to finish. If you had any questions or want to see anything in more detail, let me know and I can make that video for you. But yeah, hopefully this was entertaining and hopefully you guys got kind of a behind the scenes look at how things get from my head to the screen and stuff. So that's the process that I go through. I do this every week for every video. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you this Friday for a new tutorial. Bye.